Welcome back, Budget Gamer fans. Today we're going to be looking at a run-and-gun platformer called Bleed. I'm sure that many of you have seen this one highlighted on the eShop at least once or twice, especially when it went on sale. And if you took the time to look at the imagery that was actually provided, you probably thought this was just going to be a spray-and-pray run-and-gun platformer. And in all honesty, you'd probably be right. If you were a fan of the old Metal Slug games, you'd probably really enjoy this one. Bleed is a game that features a solo female protagonist who blazes her way through levels and crushes boss after boss in order to accomplish her goals of being the next greatest hero. It was nearly 100 years since her world has had a hero, and all of the previous heroes have turned into monsters. And in order to join their ranks, unfortunately that means she has to crush them one after the other. The gameplay is incredibly fast, and I don't just mean that as far as the levels are concerned. I mean the game is really short. As far as the playtime goes, if you are actually a fan of this kind of a genre, you're probably going to finish the game in about 45 minutes. If you're new to the run and gun kind of control scheme where the left stick moves your character and the right stick fires in 360, or if you find using the bumpers or triggers to jump slightly disorienting, this game might take you a little longer to chew through, but that's not because of an increased difficulty. It's just going to take you a minute to get used to the actual gameplay style. I will confess that even on easy mode, this game is pretty difficult to play, and there are actually 5 difficulty levels. So if you're really advanced in this genre or just a glutton for punishment, crank it up to the maximum and see how long it takes you to beat it then. The sequential progression of the levels going from room to room actually allows you to die and restart halfway through, a third of the way, or most of the way through the mission. Dying anywhere in the game, including in a boss fight, respawns you at the beginning portion of that section of the level. Not only that, it respawns you with full health, so if you're new to this type of game or you're still kind of working your way along that learning curve, this can be a huge asset to a player that curtails some of that initial frustration with just dying again and again and again, because like I said, this is a fast-paced game. While the multiple jump dash function can be combined with the slowing of time, there are only a certain number of jumps that you can do, and the slowing of time only lasts for so long. So it really does take a good amount of skill to get through this game. One thing that Bleed does is that you don't actually have to beat all of the enemies, just the bosses. So sometimes the best plan is actually just to get past the enemies as opposed to trying to kill them all before you move to a new screen. The individual boss fights and level themes are really varied, and I have to say they were pretty enjoyable. There are some elements to both the boss fights and to the level design that seem to take some inspiration from some of those older classic games, specifically referencing a close parallel to Mega Man with the hallway of drills that you have to blast and run through. Despite this, I can't say that anything feels copied. It actually feels unique and original and done in a very inspired way. Though I really don't want to spoil anything for you, especially not the ending, the characters are quirky and it really is worth playing to the end. Overall, Bleed is a really decent run and gun platformer, especially when you consider the price. If the controls aren't intuitive initially, they become intuitive really quickly, the music is decent, the quirky character design is good, and the graphics are nothing you wouldn't expect from a game similar to Metal Slug. The unlockable weaponry that you have the ability to buy at the shop in the main menu is just reasonably priced to get you into some of those introductory weapons to change up your gameplay, but also offers very expensive weaponry or upgrades to your energy or health bar that would encourage you to replay the game multiple times, as the finances gained at the end of each level are actually subjected to a multiplier based on your difficulty level and how many times you've died in the game. There actually is an incentive to play on harder difficulty levels with more skill. I wouldn't say it's endlessly replayable, but anyone who's a fan of this genre of gaming or just enjoys it casually probably would find more than enough reasons to play it through more than once. Now that being said, just because it's a short game doesn't mean it's a bad game. Definitely not. This is exactly what it's supposed to be, but it's just not very much of it. So while I would never encourage you to pay the full $15 price tag, when this thing is on sale for $2 or $3, it's totally worth it. Anyway, that wraps up the review of Bleed for the Nintendo Switch, and I hope you enjoyed the review or found it helpful. If you feel like you might want to try this game or just enjoy the video, feel free to throw me a thumbs up to show your support. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest content and click that little bell icon so you get notified as soon as the video hits YouTube. I put these reviews online nearly every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so be sure to check back often. I'm sure you're going to find something you'll enjoy. Anyway, this has been Budget Gamer, and as always, thanks for watching.